Liam sat in the small shuttle, staring at the endless stars outside the window. For him, space travel had become routine. Assignments like these came often, and most were simple: deliver supplies, repair equipment, or check minor colonies. He liked the work. It kept him busy and it kept him alive. But there was no excitement, no danger, no glory. Until now. The shuttle's engines hummed softly as it entered orbit around a mid-sized planet. According to the mission briefing, this was a quiet colony, part of an outer sector known for farming rare energy crystals. Nothing dangerous, nothing important, just another assignment. Liam adjusted his backpack, checked his tools, and prepared to land. As he descended, he noticed the colony looked different from the usual. The buildings were sleek and tall, made of materials that shimmered slightly in the sunlight. The streets were quiet, but there was a strange elegance to the place. It didn't feel like a small colony. It felt, well, royal. He landed near a central plaza, and the shuttle doors opened with a soft hiss. Liam stepped out, feeling the planet's gravity press lightly against him. The air smelled clean, with a faint metallic tang. He set his tools down and began walking toward the main buildings, thinking about how quickly he could finish the work and leave. That's when he noticed her. A young woman was standing at the entrance of a large building watching him. She had tall, elegant features, pale skin that almost glowed in the sunlight, and eyes that were deep and intelligent. Her movements were graceful but confident, like someone who had been trained to command attention without trying. Liam froze for a moment, caught off guard. "Hello," she said, her voice clear and musical. "You must be the human they sent." Liam nodded, feeling awkward. "Yes, I'm Liam. I was told to handle some technical issues." She smiled slightly. "I am Princess Ilara. Welcome to our colony. My mother, the Queen, wishes this place to be safe and well-maintained. I trust you can help." Liam blinked. Princess? Queen? He had expected a normal colony manager, maybe a few engineers, not royalty. He had dealt with alien leaders before, but never someone this young and commanding. I'll do my best," he said, trying to hide his surprise. Ilara nodded, then gestured for him to follow. As they walked through the plaza, Liam noticed guards stationed quietly along the streets. They didn't look aggressive, but there were too many for a small colony. Something was not as simple as the briefing suggested. "So," Liam said cautiously, "how many people live here?" "About 3,000, Ilara replied. "But the Queen expects only the best. Everything must function perfectly." She looked at him seriously. "I hope you understand. Mistakes are not well tolerated." Liam swallowed. "Understood." They reached a building filled with equipment, control panels, and large machines that hummed with energy. Liam immediately recognized some as standard power regulators, but others were unlike anything he had seen. The design was advanced, more sophisticated than most planets in the sector. He set to work, inspecting the machinery, taking readings, and noting what repairs would be needed. Ilara watched him closely, sometimes asking questions about how things worked. Liam explained in simple terms, and she listened intently. "You humans are different," she said at one point. "You do not only fix what is broken. You think about why it broke and how to prevent it. Most of my people only follow instructions." Liam shrugged. "That's what we do. We try to solve problems before they become disasters." Ilara's eyes sparkled with interest. "Perhaps you could teach me some of your methods," she said, softly. Liam smiled slightly, feeling a strange warmth at her words. Hours passed quickly. Liam moved from machine to machine, adjusting circuits, recalibrating controls, and replacing damaged parts. He noticed subtle issues in the energy flow, small, glitches that could have caused a disaster if ignored. It was routine for him, but here, in this elegant colony under the watchful eyes of the Queen's daughter, it felt important. During a short break, Liam stepped outside. The sun was lower now, casting long shadows across the plaza. Ilara joined, him standing quietly beside him as he looked out at the city. "You handle things differently than I expected," she said. "Most of my people would have panicked with even half these problems." "I'm used to danger," Liam replied casually, though he wasn't sure she would understand. "Humans, we adapt." Ilara studied him for a moment. "Adaptation is rare here. You may be more remarkable than anyone realizes." Before Liam could respond, a loud alarm echoed through the colony. Red lights flashed, and a calm voice announced, "Unauthorized vessel detected near the northern perimeter." Ilara's expression sharpened. "Follow me." She moved quickly, but with the same grace Liam had noticed before. They ran toward the control center, where monitors displayed a small, unregistered spacecraft approaching the colony. It was fast, sleek, and clearly not friendly. Liam's mind worked instantly. He examined the colony's defenses and realized the automated systems were not fully active. They had been partially shut down for maintenance. "We need to reroute power to the perimeter shields," he said, already moving toward the control panel. Ilara's eyes widened. "You can do that?" "I hope so," Liam said with a grin, though his heart raced. As he worked, Ilara followed his instructions precisely, her hands moving over controls as if she had been trained for such emergencies. Liam marveled at her quick learning. Together, they restored the shields just as the intruder ship began to fire. Energy pulses hit the shield, shaking the building slightly, but held firm. For the first time since arriving, Liam felt a thrill. This was no longer a routine assignment. The colony, the princess, and perhaps more. He realized he was part of something much bigger than himself. Ilara turned to him, eyes wide but calm. "You are extraordinary," she said. "Not like anyone here. You think, you act, and you survive." Liam smiled, wiping sweat from his brow. "I'm just doing my job." But deep down, he knew this assignment was about to change everything. The attack had passed as quickly as it came, but the tension lingered. Liam sat in the control room, wiping his hands and trying to steady his pulse. He had never expected a simple maintenance assignment to turn into a real-life defense scenario. Princess Ilara stood beside him, her expression thoughtful and serious. "You handled that well," she said quietly. "Most of my people would have panicked. They rely too much on rules and protocols. You think for yourself." Liam shrugged. "I'm used to thinking fast. In my line of work, hesitation can get you killed." He paused, studying her. "And you handled the controls better than I expected. You're not just a princess. You're smart. And you learn fast." Ilara smiled faintly but did not relax. "I have to be prepared. My mother expects the best. Everything must run smoothly here." Her voice carried pride but also a hint of worry. "This colony, it is not as peaceful as it seems." Liam raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" Ilara glanced toward the windows, her eyes narrowing. "There are factions within the colony. Some serve my mother loyally, some not so much. And there are outsiders who wish us harm. The attack just now may have been a warning." Liam nodded, processing the information. This was no ordinary colony. Something bigger was at play, and he was right in the middle of it. "Then we need to make sure the defenses are fully operational," he said. "If they try again, they won't get in." Ilara's eyes brightened with determination. "We must. And I want you to help me understand everything. How these systems work, how to protect the colony. I trust your judgment." For the next few hours, Liam worked alongside Ilara. He inspected power generators, recalibrated energy shields, and strengthened security protocols. She absorbed every word, asking questions that revealed a sharp mind and quick understanding. It impressed him. Most humans or even aliens would have needed weeks to learn what she grasped in hours. "You humans, you see the world differently," Ilara said as they adjusted the control panels. "You anticipate problems before they occur. Most of my people only react after something goes wrong. That's how we survive, Liam replied. You have to be ready for the unexpected. She smiled, but it was serious. Perhaps that is why your kind is spoken of with respect even in distant systems. You adapt. You survive. As they worked, a soft alarm sounded from the monitoring system. Liam's eyes went to the display. A small group of unauthorized drones had breached the outer perimeter. They were scouting, not attacking yet, but their presence was troubling. Ilara, we need to track them, Liam said, moving toward the display. We can't let them learn our weaknesses. Ilara nodded and followed his instructions. Together they traced the drone's path, analyzed their signals, and predicted where they might strike next. Liam taught her how to reroute surveillance feeds and set traps for intruders. She learned quickly, and soon she was performing tasks with confidence. After several tense hours, the drones retreated, perhaps realizing the colony was more prepared than they expected. Liam exhaled, feeling a mix of relief and pride. That's good for now, he said. But we can't let our guard down. Something bigger is coming. Ilara turned to him, her expression serious. I want to know more about you. Humans are different from anyone I have met. You are calm in danger, clever, and not afraid to take risks. Why? Liam thought for a moment. I guess humans have to be ready for anything. We face challenges all the time, and we have to rely on our minds, not our technology. You could say we are. The morning sun painted the colony in shades of gold and silver. Liam was already at work, checking systems and recalibrating energy conduits that had shown minor glitches during the previous day's attack. He had expected routine work today, but the quiet hum of the colony suggested otherwise. Something was shifting in the air, though he could not yet name it. Princess Ilara approached, her expression unreadable but alert. Liam, she said, there is someone who wishes to speak with you. Officially. Liam frowned. Officially? From the Queen? Ilara shook her head. Not directly, an emissary. But he carries authority from my mother. You must meet him. Moments later, a tall figure entered the control room. His posture was rigid, his uniform crisp. The emissary's face was sharp, his eyes cold and calculating. I am Enverok, representative of the Queen, he said. This human is here under my supervision. I need assurance that he is not a threat to the colony or the Empire. Liam straightened. I'm here to maintain systems and protect the colony if necessary. I am not a threat to anyone. Enverok's gaze lingered on Liam, sizing him up. A human. Rarely sent to high-security colonies. Most of your kind are reckless, unpredictable. I hope this is not a mistake. Liam smiled faintly, unshaken. I guess you'll find out soon enough. Ilara stepped forward, placing a calming hand on Enverok's arm. He has already proven his skill. He prevented a potential disaster yesterday. I trust him. You should too. Enverok's eyes flicked toward her, a mixture of surprise and suspicion. He nodded curtly and left, but the tension lingered in the room. Liam and Ilara exchanged glances. Ignore him for now, Ilara whispered. He does not understand humans, or the way we think outside their rigid rules. Liam chuckled softly. I think I'm getting used to it. But the calm would not last. A sudden alert blared across the control panels. Red lights flashed, signaling an incoming threat. Liam grabbed the nearest console. Another attack. This one is closer and more organized. They've learned from yesterday. Ilara's eyes widened, but she moved with confidence. Show me what to do. Liam quickly assessed the colony's defenses. He realized that the automated systems were not sufficient. They could hold off minor skirmishes, but not a coordinated assault. He needed to think fast, and he needed Ilara's help. Activate the perimeter shields and reroute all secondary power to defense turrets, he instructed. And Ilara, I need you to monitor the energy flow. If it spikes, we have to adjust immediately. She nodded, her hands moving over the controls with precision. Liam marveled at her quick learning. Within minutes, the defenses were reinforced, ready for the incoming attackers. Outside, several small vessels broke through the outer perimeter. They were sleek and fast, armed with advanced weapons that fired in precise bursts. The colony's turrets opened fire, but the intruders were skilled, dodging and weaving through the defenses. Liam's mind raced. He spotted weaknesses in the enemy formation and predicted their next moves. Ilara, fire the energy nets now. Focus on the central ship. The rest will follow. Ilara executed the command flawlessly. A web of energy captured the central vessel, immobilizing it instantly. The other ships hesitated, then retreated when they saw the failure of their leader. The room fell silent. Liam exhaled, his heart still, racing. Ilara looked at him with awe. "You were incredible. I have never seen such quick thinking." Liam shrugged, though inside he felt a surge of pride. It's about seeing the problem before it happens and acting fast. Humans rely on instinct and strategy. Ilara's expression softened. "I can see why your kind survives in the galaxy. You do not wait for orders. You make decisions, as..." The attackers fled. A communication alert blinked on the main console. It was the Queen herself, her image appearing with regal authority. Her eyes locked onto Liam. "You have handled the situation well," she said, her voice firm but not unkind. "Most humans would have failed. I see now why my daughter speaks highly of you. You are resourceful." Liam bowed slightly. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I only did what was necessary." The Queen's gaze softened for a moment, then sharpened. "Resourceful humans are rare. Remember, loyalty and intelligence can be tested at any time. Do not forget that." The screen went dark. Liam turned to Ilara, who had been watching him closely. "Your mother is intense," he said. Ilara nodded. "She is. But she respects skill and courage. You have shown both. That is why I trust you." The rest of the day was spent repairing minor damage from the attack and analyzing the enemy's tactics. Liam worked tirelessly, but Ilara stayed by his side, learning, observing, and contributing. As evening approached, Liam stepped outside to breathe in the cool air. The colony glimmered under the twin moons, quiet once more. Ilara joined him silently. "Today," she said softly, "I realized something. Humans are not like other species I know. You think, adapt, and act when others hesitate. It is impressive. Perhaps even admirable." Liam looked at her, surprised by the sincerity in her tone. "I just do what needs to be done," he said. "But that is why you are different," she replied. "You face challenges without fear and you survive. You teach others, like me, that thinking beyond rules matters." He smiled faintly, feeling a strange warmth. "I've learned from many situations, Princess, but you are smart, quick, and brave yourself. Most people wouldn't have kept up with me today." Ilara's cheeks tinged slightly. "I have always been expected to follow, not lead. But with you, I can learn differently. I see a new way." For the first time, Liam felt that his assignment was more than a job. He was part of something bigger, a living, breathing challenge that tested skill, courage, and trust. He realized that humans, often underestimated, had a unique place even in a galaxy of advanced civilizations. Night settled over the colony, and the stars shimmered brightly. Liam looked at Ilara, who was watching him with quiet respect. He knew this was only the beginning. More challenges, more threats, and more tests of skill were ahead. And for the first time, he felt ready, not just to survive, but to show what humans were truly capable of. The colony had returned to a quiet routine, but Liam sensed that the calm was fragile. Each system he checked, each power conduit he inspected, seemed to hum with hidden tension. Even the guards moved with a sharper awareness than before. Something was not right, and he could feel it in his instincts. Princess Ilara approached him in the control room, her face serious. "Liam, I think yesterday's attack was only the beginning," she said softly. "I have been reviewing colony records, and there are signs Signs of a conspiracy. Liam raised an eyebrow. A conspiracy? Against the colony? Or the Queen? Alara nodded. Both, perhaps. Some factions within the colony are secretly communicating with outside forces. They may be trying to weaken my mother's rule. Liam frowned, thinking quickly. Do you have proof? I found unusual energy readings and coded messages in the colony network. Only a few could understand them, Alara explained. I need your help to decode the rest and find the source. Liam's mind raced. He was trained for technical work, for repairs and defense, but this was different. This was a test of intelligence, observation, and strategy. Show me everything, he said, leaning over the console. For hours, they analyzed the data. Liam guided Alara, teaching her how to track unusual signals, identify hidden codes, and detect patterns that most aliens would overlook. She learned, quickly, her eyes sharp and her hands precise on the controls. There, Liam said, pointing at a sequence of data points. These messages are being sent from one of the storage facilities on the northern edge. Someone inside the colony is communicating with outsiders. Alara's expression hardened. Then we must act carefully. If we accuse the wrong person, it could create panic or worse. Liam nodded. Agreed. But we also need to stop them before they gain more control. Let's observe first. See what they do next. Humans often succeed by watching and predicting, not rushing blindly. They set up discrete monitoring systems, tracking the suspect movements and transmissions. As night fell, Liam noticed a shadow moving near the storage facility. Using remote cameras, they observed a small group of alien operatives exchanging data with a hovering drone. The drone transmitted information to an unknown location outside the colony. Alara, Liam whispered. They are sending strategic plans, possibly blueprints for the colony's defenses. If these reach the wrong hands, it could be disastrous. Alara clenched her fists. We need to stop them. But how? There are too many guards loyal to the conspirators, and my mother's loyalists cannot intervene without revealing the threat too soon. Liam considered the options. He had faced worse situations in far more dangerous sectors. We can outsmart them, he said confidently. Humans have a way of turning disadvantages into advantages. We need to isolate the drone and the operatives without alerting the others. Use their own systems against them. Ilara's eyes widened. You mean, trap them? Yes, Liam said. A controlled trap. We lure the drone to a false transmission point. When it arrives, we capture it and gather evidence of the conspirators. We need proof, not suspicion. For the next few hours, they worked quietly. Liam set up decoy signals and rerouted power subtly, ensuring the drone would follow the false path. Alara monitored everything, adjusting the parameters exactly as he instructed. Their teamwork was precise, seamless, human and alien intelligence, working together. Finally, the drone activated the false. The colony's morning was unusually tense. Even after the conspirators were captured, Liam felt that danger had not passed. The external faction they had uncovered was powerful, and the captured drone had revealed only part of their plan. The real threat was still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Princess Alara stood beside Liam in the control room, her eyes scanning the holographic displays. They will come again, she said, voice steady but serious. This time, they will not make the mistake of attacking directly. They will try to strike strategically, perhaps using our own systems against us. Liam nodded. That's what makes them dangerous but also predictable. Advanced civilizations often rely on rigid protocols. I've seen it before. When someone thinks outside the rules, they gain the advantage. Alara looked at him curiously. Outside the rules? Humans adapt, Liam explained. We improvise, we use what we have in ways others cannot predict, that's how we survive. Before she could respond, alarms blared across the control room. Multiple vessels had entered the colony's outer perimeter. They moved fast, coordinated, and heavily armed. Liam's eyes scanned the incoming fleet. They've learned from the previous attack. This is bigger, more organized. Ilara's gaze sharpened. Can we stop them? We can, Liam said calmly. But we need to think differently. The usual protocols will fail. We'll have to use the colony itself as a tool. He quickly assessed the colony's systems and energy sources. The buildings, energy conduits, and shield generators could be integrated into a defensive network far more advanced than standard turrets. He began issuing rapid instructions. Divert power from non-essential systems to the outer shields. Activate automated defense sequences but add unpredictability. We want them to hesitate. Ilara worked alongside him, following each command with precision. She rerouted energy conduits, activated auxiliary shields, and set traps in the colony's sensor networks. Liam's strategy was unusual, even for alien standards, but it was effective. The attackers arrived, firing at the colony's perimeter. Lasers and missiles struck the outer shields, but the energy pulses redirected them safely. Then Liam initiated the next phase. Energy grids within the colony pulsed unpredictably, creating temporary interference zones that confused the enemy. Targeting systems. Some ships collided or were forced to retreat. Ilara watched in awe. How did you think of this? Liam shrugged. Humans look for patterns, but we also look for what others cannot see. We create opportunities from chaos. The attacking fleet regrouped, preparing for a coordinated strike on the central hub. Liam anticipated their move. We'll use the hub as bait. When they focus on it, activate the internal energy surge. It will disable their propulsion and weapons temporarily. Ilara's eyes widened. Are you sure it will work? It's risky, Liam admitted, but we have no other choice. The moment came. The enemy concentrated fire on the central hub. Liam triggered the energy surge. Pulses raced through the colony's systems, striking the enemy vessels with precision. Engines stalled, weapons froze, and the attackers became disorganized. The colony's defense turrets moved in, guided by Liam's calculations and Ilara's rapid adjustments, targeting each disabled vessel. One by one, the enemy ships were forced to retreat, their formations broken and morale shattered. The colony remained unharmed, protected not just by technology but by human ingenuity. Ilara turned to Liam, eyes shining. You did it. You saved the colony again, and this time on a much larger scale. Liam smiled faintly. We did it, together. You're quick to learn and brave enough to act. That makes all the difference. A communication alert appeared on the main console. The Queen's holographic image filled the room, her regal presence commanding attention. Liam, she said, her voice steady but firm, I have observed your actions. Your strategy, foresight, and courage have protected this colony and my daughter. You have proven that humans are not to be underestimated. Liam bowed slightly. Thank you, Your Majesty. I only did what was necessary. The Queen's gaze softened for a moment. Necessary actions require intelligence and courage. You have both. Ilara, you have chosen well. Ilara's cheeks tinged slightly with color. Thank you, Mother. Liam's skills are remarkable. The screen went dark. Liam exhaled, feeling both relief and exhaustion. He had faced a challenge far beyond any routine assignment and emerged victorious. But more importantly, he had proven the value of human ingenuity in a galaxy that often underestimated it. As the day settled, Liam and Ilara walked through the colony's plaza. The streets were quiet, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. Liam glanced at her, noting the determination in her eyes, the curiosity, and the growing trust. You know, Ilara said softly, I have always been told humans are fragile, reckless, and unpredictable. But seeing you, I understand now. Humans are clever, adaptable, and strong in ways others cannot imagine. Liam smiled. That's how we survive. And sometimes that's how we change outcomes that others thought were impossible. Ilara looked up at the sky. The galaxy underestimates you. Perhaps it has underestimated all of humanity. Maybe, Liam replied, but being underestimated can be an advantage. People rarely see what we can do until it is too late. They walked in silence for a moment. the hum of the colony around them. Liam felt a strange sense of belonging. What had started as a simple assignment had grown into a partnership, one that relied on trust, intelligence, and courage. He had saved the colony, outsmarted an enemy, and earned the respect of a princess and her queen. Elara turned to him, her eyes meeting his. "There will be more challenges," she said quietly. "But with you here, I believe we can face anything." Liam nodded. "Then we will. Humans survive, adapt, and solve problems. And together, we will show the galaxy what that really means." As night fell, stars shimmered brightly over the colony. Liam looked out at the horizon, thinking of the vast galaxy beyond. He realized this assignment, which had seemed simple, at first had become far more than he had imagined. It was a test of courage, intelligence, and human ingenuity. And for the first time, he felt that humanity truly had a place among the stars, not just to exist, but to lead, protect, and shine. In a galaxy that had never expected their true potential. The morning air of the colony was crisp and calm. After the recent attacks and the discovery of the conspiracy, a fragile peace had settled over the city. The streets were filled with activity, but there was an underlying sense of security that had been missing for weeks. Liam moved through the central plaza, observing the guards, the workers, and the children playing near energy fountains. Everything looked ordinary, yet he knew how easily it could have been destroyed. Princess Elara joined him, her usual calm grace paired with a quiet intensity. "Liam," she said softly, "the Queen wishes to meet you in person today. She will acknowledge your efforts officially." Liam's eyebrows rose. "An official audience? I did what I had to do. I didn't expect recognition." Elara smiled, faintly. "Your humility is one of the reasons I trust you. But the Queen believes in showing respect where it is earned. You have earned it, Liam." The journey to the palace was unlike anything Liam had seen. Towering structures of polished metal and crystal gleamed under the sunlight. Advanced defense systems were integrated seamlessly into the architecture, yet they appeared elegant, almost artistic. The air hummed softly with energy fields that protected the palace without obstructing movement. Liam's human eyes could hardly take it all in. Inside the palace, the Queen awaited, seated on a raised platform that emphasized her authority. She regarded Liam with the same sharp, penetrating gaze he had first encountered on the communication screen. Elara stood beside her mother, proud and calm. "Liam," the Queen began, her voice clear and commanding, "your actions have protected this colony and preserved my daughter's safety. You have demonstrated intelligence, courage, and foresight, qualities rare even among the most advanced species in this sector." Liam bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I only did what was necessary to protect the colony." The Queen's eyes softened slightly. "Necessary actions are not always easy. You faced threats that could have destroyed us, and you did so with precision and calm. Your kind is underestimated, often dismissed as reckless or simple-minded. But you have shown that humans possess qualities unmatched by many of the galaxy's finest." Elara's eyes met Liam's, filled with quiet admiration and pride. "I have always believed humans are capable of extraordinary things," she said softly. "But seeing it firsthand, Liam, you have exceeded every expectation." Liam felt warmth rise in his chest, though he kept his posture modest. "I've had help," he said, nodding toward Elara. "She is smart, brave, and willing to act when needed. We make a good team." The Queen's gaze shifted between the two of them. "Indeed, it is clear you complement each other. Liam, I offer you an official position, advisor and protector of this colony. Your presence will ensure the safety of my people and guide us in facing any future threats." Liam blinked, caught off guard. "Advisor and protector?" "Yes," the Queen replied. "Your skills, insight, and courage are invaluable. This is not merely a ceremonial role. Your decisions could save lives and influence the survival of this colony. Will you accept this responsibility? Liam hesitated for only a moment, then nodded firmly. I will, Your Majesty. I will do every